Hi everyone, welcome. I hope you had a great session looking at the core components and learning about the new stuff that's coming up from JC. My name is Vlad. You've met me a bit yesterday during the interview. I'm a software engineer with Adobe for about 7 years. I've been working mostly on HTML, the core components, the project archetype, and other ways to help and enable developers like you to create AEM websites faster and easier. So today, I will show you how you can go about creating and updating websites quicker than ever before using AEM and something that we call site templates. Normally, when you want to set up a AEM as a cloud service website, as a customer, you just want a website, right? But you need to first get your AEM as a cloud service program and environment set up. And once you have those provisioned, then you will need some sort of a backend developer that knows and is experienced with AEM and all the Sling stacks, OSGI and HTML. And he has all the prerequisites that Karsten detailed yesterday, like Java, Git, and Maven, and the AEM SDK. And he will then spin up a local development environment and create and install your project in the local SDK. Then he will create some templates, maybe some content policies for your components. He will export configurations, template, and policies, then push everything to a Git repository and trigger a deploy. And that takes about at least 45 minutes. And then you have your changes live. And then you decide that you want to spice it up a bit. So you call in your rockstar front-end developer, and she will work her magic, and she will create she will make your website look great. And then the CSS and the JavaScript and the HTML that she has been working on would need to be integrated into the backend project, back to the backend developer guy. And yeah, that would need to be redeployed. And again, that takes a while. Not very friendly, right? So right now, you need to set up the AEM as a cloud service program and environment, create the project, install the local SDK, create everything you need for it to actually work. You can use the archetype for that, but it's still going to be a bit of work. Then you have to push to Git and deploy and wait for about 45 minutes, and that repeats on each change. I even glossed over some of the steps that they would not fit on a single slide. So what if you could do it in a simpler way? Let's say that once you've set up your AEM as a cloud service environment, you are able to create your website immediately, and you can start putting in some content. You will have some predefined template and some policies that you can already use. And then if you want to change the look, you call in your rockstar front-end developer, and you have her work her magic and make the changes. And then what if she could update the site directly? Yeah, and then you have a shorter loop. And if this would only take, let's say, a few minutes, that would be also awesome. Of course, if you want to get into more customization, you can still call your backend developer and have him do his magic with Maven, Java, HTML, and the backend deployment. But otherwise, you could just let him, take a well-deserved break and do fun stuff like build Lego or something. I don't know, the same. What you will need to achieve that is, of course, the AEM as a cloud service program and environment. You will need a site template. You'll need some AEM experience, mostly on the authoring part and administration, maybe a bit. And yeah, you will need a rockstar front-end developer. And she will be using purely front-end projects and tools, and there would be no need for a local AEM SDK or any kind of Java development at all, right? What's a site template, you'll ask? It's just a zip file. It will contain some seed content package with some editable templates, some policies, some sample content maybe. And then it will contain some front-end package as well, a theme, we call it. And that will come in a package with sources, but also as compiled artifacts, CSS, JavaScript, fonts, images, and so on, right? And when you are creating a site from a template, you basically install the seed content package and rename it to the desired name. And then it will start delivering the front-end artifacts that were embedded in the site template. And all that is configuration driven, so it's available with a few clicks. And now if you would like to customize how it looks, you could just download the sources of the front-end package. And yeah, you can, it's just a front-end project. It's just Node.js. You can modify them and you can build them locally. And you also have an option to live preview your changes. And that proxies the content from your live website and overimposes your local changes on that. And once you're happy with the changes, you just push them to Cloud Manager Git and you trigger a front-end deploy. And there will be a dedicated front-end pipeline. It's basically just calling npm run build. It's fast, and it will get your front-end artifacts available to be served from a static domain with immutable URLs in a purely Jamstack style. It's as simple as that. Where do I get the site template from? Well, there will be already a standard site template that you can download and use. It uses the core components and Webpack from the front-end for the front-end build. You have to excuse us for that. We're not really front-end developers. So I'm pretty sure you can use whatever a build tool alternative you are more familiar or happy with. And apart from this standard site template, you can also create your own templates. You can have your own corporate template that you can use to seed and create quickly websites based on the same toolkit. And possibly you could also have your own custom components in there, or you could use a partner-created template. And we'll talk a bit about that because we had some great experience when we showed this to some of the beta customers and partners. Headwire have come up with something that really blew our mind. It's called AEM Blueprint. And it really took things to a whole different level just by combining this site template and front-end deployment with Tailwind CSS, and they really got a great thing going on there. And I'm pretty sure that most of the partners would be able to create similar or even better stuff. Is it just front-end though? Yes, it's front-end as long as you use npm to manage your dependencies. That's actually one of the requisites. The build steps are as simple as running the npm audit and making sure that it passes. Then running npm install. It's actually CI, as it's faster and it will not change package log.json, and it will give you repeatable builds. And then the pipeline just run npm run build and generate your artifacts in the dist folder. And then whatever it's in the dist folder will be served under those immutable URLs. The build pipeline itself for the beta program, we were able to use GitHub. GitHub Actions, those work great, and probably the best thing for a developer since toast bread. I mean, I encourage you all to play with GitHub Actions. It's a great automation tool, and it's available there for free. I almost can't believe it that they would give this out for free. But when the feature will be generally available, we will have a dedicated Cloud Manager pipeline that will take care of the build phase and validating that your website after the front-end package was built is still looking okay. Like I said, the contract is that it runs npm run build and it collects everything that's in the dist folder, and it will serve these files under some immutable static URLs, purely Jamstack style. So now you have AEM that's delivering HTML content. You'll have a live preview, and you can use the front-end module sources, the theme sources, and make changes to them and see those live over the content that's delivered from AEM. And when you're happy with the changes, you just push them to the Cloud Manager Git. There will be that dedicated front-end pipeline that just builds everything, collects the stuff from dist, stores them somewhere, And then we'll have a deployment component that validates that all the stuff there is okay. It puts them somewhere from where they can be served via CDN with those static immutable URLs. And it also will notify AEM and let it know that the files, the front-end files have been updated, so it can start referencing them, and they will get included into your pages, and you'll start seeing content from there. So embedding everything into AEM, it's configuration driven. It even allows for bring your own CDN. It's just about updating the site config and the HTML page items config. Those are context-aware configurations. And at the moment, the activation is immediate across all tiers. We will later probably have an option to have automatic activation only on dev or stage. That's on you to decide, and maybe have some manual steps or pre-checks for activating it on production. And yeah, let's try to see how this works. So I have here my AEM as a cloud instance. I'll just go to the site section, just not much there. I'll just create a website from a template now. I already pre-uploaded a standard site template, but you can import a site template of your own, right? I'm selecting this one and then typing in a name for my site. And yeah, I guess that's it. Let's just try to create a website. Like I said, this will just take that sample content that's embedded into the site template, and yeah, based on that, it will create my website. And if I now look, I see that I have a website. It's a multi-language website. It has a few pages. I'll just go to the home page and have a look at it. It's a website, a pretty neutral design. You have some nice goodies. It makes use of the style system, so you have different options for different components. Yeah, it's what you would expect from a basic template. And now let's say that I would like to customize this and make it look the way my brand looks. So I can just go here in the sites panel, and I can just download the sources for the theme that this site template is using. And downloading the sources, I already took the liberty of extracting those. It's just a front-end package. I already ran npm install, so we don't waste time here. If I just open it in Visual Studio, you'll just see that it's a basic front-end package. It has a package.json. It's my adaptTo theme that links it to my website, and then I can make any kind of changes here. So like I said, I can see the changes happening and overimposed over my site content. Let me just start a live preview. I'll just run npm run live, and that will build my front-end theme, and then it will show me a local proxy of my AEM as a cloud instance. And if I go to the home page on that proxy, copy too much there. Right. I can see the same website. So now let's say that I want to make a change there. Maybe I want to go and change the background color. White, it's kind of bland. Let's put something more jazzy, pink, I think. And then I can see that my change has been picked up, right, by the live preview, and it has rebuilt the CSS. And now if I go there, I can see that the proxy site has already been updated and already has that nice jazzy pink background. So now if I'm happy with this change and I decide to, just add it to Git, and push it, I already have set up my Git repository. It's for now still using the beta flow, the GitHub Actions. So if I go here, let's just see that it has gotten my changes. Yeah, 90 seconds ago. So let's go to the actions. Let's run the deploy action, and that's just like I said, it's just a matter of a few npm commands. Let's just look a bit here into the details. It's starting up, it's setting up, the runner is running npm audit, like I said. Then it's running npm install. That might take a few seconds, right? Because it needs to download some of the dependencies. And then it's running npm build. And yeah, it's outputting all the stuff that I have there in my disk folder. And then it picks everything up and just pushes it somewhere. And yeah, once that's pushed, it's again a matter of a few minutes. How long this took, right? About 43 seconds, right? Just to build my theme. And now if I look on my instance, I should see that package is getting validated, and AEM will get eventually notified that the package is available. So yeah, now it's available. So if I go to my my website and I click on View as Published, I can see that the live instance has been updated as well. If I look into the sources, I can see that now the CSS and the JavaScript for the website, they are coming from those static URLs as immutable. So that's it. It's as simple as that. It probably took me more just to guide you through all the steps than to actually do the steps. And yeah, going back to my presentation. What's next? Yeah, it still needs to go generally available. Some of you might have already heard of this feature or played with it through the beta program, but we plan to make it generally available soon. We also plan to have a tutorial for it, just like we now have the weekend tutorial for the regular backend development. And we are also planning on enabling this pipeline to deploy any front-end code, not just these site templates that use this specific convention and are used with themes and everything. Basically, in the future, you'll be able to use the same front-end pipeline to deploy any kind of front-end code, SPAs, your own SPAs, or custom frameworks or custom builds of existing framework. And perhaps at some point, you might even use it in your projects as a replacement for client libs. So you can generate everything in Jamstack style ahead of time when you build your project, your website. And we also are looking at how to make those transitions smooth from the front-end only development to full stack. So you can start using your customized components, not just the vanilla core components. And yeah, we'd like to help people better integrate the style system options for the front-end development so that you can keep your available styles in sync with the CSS and the JavaScript changes. That has been, in many conversations, a hurdle that many developers have complained about, right? How to keep your CSS classes in sync with the content policies that define your style system. And at some point, we will probably revamp AEM components.dev to take advantage of this flow. Right now, the component library is for many a reference on how the components can be configured and used. It would be nice if we could showcase as well how to use this new flow. And of course, we look forward to many creative usages and templates from your side. I'm pretty sure that once we unlock these options, you will go wild. I mean, we were really impressed by the stuff that Headwire has achieved. We are already in discussions with some partners and customers about going soon live with websites that use this new front-end pipeline, because it allows their front-end team to basically make quicker changes and have safer deployments than they would if they would need to do the full stack deployment. Like I said, Headwire has fully embraced this. They created the AEM blueprint, and that has been used as the basis for the AEM Rockstar website this year. I don't know if you got a chance to see that. That's mostly a one-pager website, but it only took them 1 day to have it up and running and do a few rounds of front-end updates, and based on Adobe's as a customer requirements. And you know how requirements change. It's really nice to be able to just push some small update and not have to wait for the whole backend deployment, the whole full stack deployment pipeline to run. And that's it. Thank you, and I'll be looking at the Q&A section, and let's see what we have there. So Bart is asking, is this something that will also be made available for on-prem or AMS-based setups? Right now, there's no clear plan about doing that. As you can imagine, this component needs some infrastructure to run on. Right now, it's pretty much tied into the AEM, the Adobe infrastructure, right? But we are still thinking how we could make it flexible enough that you could leverage it, or a similar setup you could leverage for on-prem as well. See another question. How does this concept work together with the proper site management, blueprints, live copies, component exposure and project management, content policy management? Well, it works actually quite well. As you can remember from one of the slides, getting rid of the full stack deployment with this is just another way for you to push front-end updates faster. So if you have a proper, fully blown website, you could just add this option on top of it, and just manage the front-end side quicker. That's all it is. Just a quicker way to do front-end updates. Of course, for simple websites or for any kind of launches where you want to have a website running quickly, if you have your own corporate site template, it will speed things up. You could have your custom backend framework already available on that instance, but then you would unlock the possibility for authors to just create a new website quickly, give out the front-end module to an agency for customization, and then apply those changes in matter of minutes, and be live in days. Tad is asking for a detail of the GitHub action that we're using. Well, you'll find in the presentation the link to the standard AEM site template, which includes that GitHub action as well. Just basically, it just runs npm audit, npm CI, then npm run build, and then it just makes a tarball with everything that's in the dist package and uploads it somewhere in some blob storage. And from then on, it's going to be picked up by the deployer component. It will validate the package, and it will make it available on the CDN and let AEM know what the URLs are, where the files are located. Is making the themes really authorable in the roadmap? we are looking at ways to allow you to create a theme or a site template for any existing website. So basically, you could start up a project, work on it, create templates, add style options, some default content maybe, and then use that as a way to export it into a site template that you will be then later using to spawn as many websites as you need. I hope that helps. Do we expect that there will be some store to let customers download the theme and a theme site directly to their cloud environment? I can't comment that far, right? I can tell you that pretty much everything is possible with these flows, right? I can't really, that's something that business and product management would need to decide. For sure, there will be partners that will be creating their themes and probably finding new way to attract customers or sell their services to customers through these. I'm pretty sure that I know you guys, you are very creative. Does the front end theme build support SPA? Well, it's just a front end build. It just builds a front end package and takes some files and puts them somewhere on the CDN. Yeah, you can use it, like I said, for SPAs. You can use it for if you want to have a custom build of jQuery or whatever trendy front end framework there is right now. And there's probably gonna be a way for you to get notified when one of these front-end deployments goes through in AEM. We have internally some events that are getting triggered, and probably those at some point will be exposed, and you can hook into those events. So you can have your own listener for those events and do whatever changes you need to your website in order to activate your SPA or update it when you do such a deployment. Some of the content of the front-end component is delivered by a customized link model. Is there any way to do so? Or is this purely only for the front-end package? Well, if you have backend code that you rely on, you need to keep those two in sync, then probably this flow will not help you that much, because you still need to do the full stack deployment and wait for the backend to be activated before you can push the front-end changes. If you can contain your changes just to the front-end side and rely on the model JSON, for example, of your component on the JSON output, and just use that data but in a different way, then I guess you can just use only the front-end flow. Any plans in roadmap for backend? Not sure what this question is about. And right now we have a full stack deployment pipeline in Cloud Manager. This will be just an alternative if you only want to only update the front end. I can't comment on when we will have that smooth transition. We are still working on the huge feedback that we got from our beta, and trying to figure out how to make everything really nice and easy to use for us all developers. Dominic is asking, is it possible to make the front-end pipeline run against preview service only to pre-evaluate and approve the state? Like I said, right now activation happens on all the tiers automatically, but there are plans in the near future to allow you to control for each website, how do you want these theme updates to go through? If you want them to update all the tiers or only the author and the preview tier, and then once you're happy with everything and how it looks on preview, yeah, maybe just then push it manually to the published tier. There will also, since this is going to be a Cloud Manager pipeline, at some point we will of course have all the validation that you would expect from Cloud Manager you could have your experience validation, and make sure that whenever you do a front-end deployment, you don't actually break anything in your website, right? I think that's it for questions. I don't see anything here. I see that Chris has already posted a link to the standard site template and the GitHub action there. Thanks, Chris. And yeah, thank you all for watching the presentation, and hope you have a great conference from now on as well. See ya.